We're gonna go with the straight foot lock. I'm not gonna teach the traditional straight foot lock, partially due to, I always found that I struggled with the traditional straight foot lock. I found it very fiddly, and then a lot of the time I just wouldn't get it. I'm gonna teach a foot lock that Mateusz Szczeciński, it's this Polish fellow that's really, really good over in Europe. In a world where everyone heel hooks these days, he's a guy that's going around straight ankle locking everyone. He's making it cool again. So we're gonna look to cover his variation of it. Okay, so we've ended up here in our Urumiyashi, or our single leg X position. I'm first off gonna look to take some sort of control over my ankle, my partner's ankle. It doesn't matter if I've got like the perfect grip straight away. If I've got an overhook on his ankle and I'm high up on the cuff, that's fine, because I'm not going for the footlock straight away. I'm gonna look to set it up. What I wanna start to do is, I've got good control over his ankle, I'm gonna unlock my legs. Now when I unlock my legs, there is a slight risk of me losing him. So I'm gonna make a secondary connection by grabbing my hand onto his knee. I'm now going to take my foot off of his hip, and I'm going to put it on the floor, and I'm just going to take my hips backwards. This is now going to give me space to pass this foot underneath to make like a butterfly hook on the back of my partner's knee. Now that I'm here, I can use this hook as well as my hands in like a figure 4 configuration to start to extend his leg out until I feel his heel sitting in my ribs. I want to take myself as far down of my partner's leg as possible. If I'm up high here, it's hard to put any pressure on the end of his foot. If I slide down towards the end of his foot, his toes now sit on the back of my delt. That means I'm at the end of the lever, which is his foot. I'm sliding all the way back, and now all I'm gonna look to do, my hand that's through, I'm gonna tuck my elbow to my hip as I reach this hand as high up to my shoulder as I possibly can. So I'm going here. Couple different ways I can look to lock this off. I can look to lock onto my bicep and onto my own hand, or another variation is I can come underneath my own hand and I can start to drive my hand up. This is already starting to put pressure on. Now my inside leg, I'm gonna look to pass over to the top of my partner's hip and bring my knee down. So now I've got a closed circle around my partner's leg, and I've got a tight bite on his ankle. Now all I'm gonna look to do to finish is I'm gonna look over my shoulder as I extend my hips through to get my finish. When I used to do it, I always used to stress like trying to get the blade of your wrist right onto the Achilles and try to cut there. It's so fiddly and you'd never quite get it right. Here, all I'm doing is I'm making sure I'm at the end of his leg. I'm just feeding my hand through as far as I can. As long as I've got some sort of strong wedge under my partner's Achilles and my back of my shoulders on the end of my partner's toes, it's so easy to get extension on the foot. So again, I'm starting here. I get my overhook. Doesn't need to be perfect straight away, I don't care. I'm gonna look to put my foot to the floor while holding the knee. Hips come back, my foot, I'm now gonna make a butterfly hook on the inside of my partner's leg, and I can use a figure 4 grip with my hands to extend back until I feel that heel start to sit on the side of my ribs. Now, my elbow, I just tuck into my hip. I'm not trying to like roll over to my hip, I'm tucking it underneath as this hand comes up. This shoulder should connect and go down to the floor. Here. Now that I'm here, I can either go onto my bicep and onto my shoulder, or I can start to come underneath, and I'm trying to continuously drive upward pressure on my partner's ankle. Now my foot can come over, knees pinch, I drive off my partner's hip, look over my shoulder as I extend my hips through. Okay? Are we happy with that one, guys? Right. This is a good footlock to start to learn, one, because it's incredibly powerful, but also due to the fact that for competition, this is legal for all belt levels. So whether you're white belt, blue belt, black belt, it doesn't matter. This is a good one to go for, okay? We're gonna go with that, and then I'm gonna show a little bit of a variation for the color belts in a second, okay? Off you go.